The thoughts, views, and opinions expressed on this show are not to be presented as facts or an indicting nature to any party, viewing, or mention. We hope you're entertained. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.
What's up, everybody?
What's up, man?
What song
I don't
is
know
that?
that song, but I don't take my black card. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 63 of What's the Word Live. We done made it 63 episodes. Look at us. Checking
Yeah,
us
almost
out.
at 100.
Almost at 100.
Almost there.
We be busting too. I be seeing a little comment on Instagram. People, we got fans. I won't say fans, but we got people in our community that engage with our content. So I like that.
We got good supporters.
Great supporters.
Got some haters out there too.
So it's crazy. When we started this out there a year and a half ago, everybody was like, "Man, Cody, I don't know." They was like, "We rock with." I appreciate
They
y'all
did
rock.
not say that. Nobody said that. People have been telling Cody we should have been doing this for years.
Y'all, the team was like, y'all didn't know. Like y'all was like, okay.
No,
it was a few of y'all.
Honest, Cody didn't want none of us to be a part of it. It was gonna be him and a whole bunch of new people we ain't never seen before.
That was not what it was gonna be.
I swear.
So what it was gonna be initially, what it was gonna be me. Pretty much what it is now. It was just gonna be the vision for it was to have the homies that we've built relationships with over the years that has a voice in this culture, but not necessarily everybody don't have a platform to get their shit off or to be able to, you know what I mean, to amplify their voice. You know, so I was just gonna get all the homies and we just gonna have a platform and just circulate and just start talking. So it's really what all this been doing. Like we had Dometi on here, we had Dylan on here, we had Mark on here, like we had Ashley on here, like Corley coming next, like, you know what I'm saying? Like
I don't hear Bree specific name. Y'all wasn't gonna have
Thank
Bree
you,
on here?
because I remember a time when we was talking about it and Cody was like, well, I think you should sit this one out.
I never told you should sit down. You see how they be just coming up with their own narratives, bro?
You see they just start adding stuff on it.
I'm just saying what I heard.
But
no, I'm proud of us. We've been consistent.
And that's been the narrative with us too. Everybody used to say, like, man, they'll shoot some shit in, they'll come out.
That was the narrative. People don't understand.
Yeah, bro, you don't understand.
We did used to shoot shit in there and never came out.
That's in the archive, man. It take a long time to get it perfect sometimes, man. You start overly critiquing it and all of that. I don't know if y'all dealt with that too, but yeah, I feel that.
Yeah,
we definitely got some projects that didn't come out.
Yeah.
But shout out to y'all consistency. It's not easy doing anything for 63 weeks in a row, man. Y'all going crazy.
Okay.
Y'all going over crazy.
God is good.
You got an amazing team, amazing crew, man, putting this together. Not just us, you know, you got creative back, Chris, everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, man, that's right.
Chelsea. But speaking of God, you know what I'm saying? We talking about icebreakers. I don't know if this is an icebreaker, but I do want to say, like, so this weekend, I took my grandma to church, took my granny to church. Like she went to church, and one of the things in church that they had us do, Pastor Hannah had us do.
Was, y'all went to New Life?
Yeah,
okay.
that's what she wanted. That's what the church. That's our pastor. So, you know, Granny usually watch it on TV. So we talk about taking the initiative. I said, like, I want to take the initiative and spend more time with my family this year. So, church is, you know what I'm saying, a good way to spend time with Granny. But Pastor Hannah was saying, just write down like all the people you want like to pray for and bless, right? And you know, I wrote down family, friends, stuff like that. But I definitely want to say like the team, like I wrote y'all on there and said that I want God to look out for y'all and bless y'all. I've been praying for y'all.
Thank you, man.
That's so nice.
Come on, man.
Yeah, so
yeah.
That was a good moment.
Look, disarm Bree. Look, he over here praying for you, and you over here making, you know.
I'm gonna stop being mean to you. You know, I got you. I'm sorry. I apologize. You such a good man, Cody.
Come on, that's such a good man.
Okay, I hope they slide in your DMs. You know how to say the right stuff to get girls to slide in your DMs after this, for sure.
No, Cody be playing it, man. He be playing
it. He be working his angle, Chris.
Yeah.
You know exactly what to say to get your DMs busted.
Nah, not even.
I like that for you. That's a lost art.
What?
Knowing what to say that like kind of just naturally attract people to you, opposed to just being like, yeah, I'm gonna do this. Like instead of being intentional about it, it just kind of organically comes. That's a lost art.
Okay.
Thank you.
Especially from a Chicago nigga, so.
Hey man, let's try not to cuss on the first 7 minutes. You know,
sorry.
you gotta get monetized.
This is not a bad word.
You can't say the N word.
You can't?
What if you
No.
what you like though?
The first he's talking about on YouTube. That's another conversation. We can
Dometi,
say that
what's
for the
up,
production
bro?
meeting.
So Dometi, we got Dometi in the building, fresh out Grammy weekend. What's going on with you guys?
Hey, what's good, family? Everything is everything, man. Grammy weekend was cracking. I got to hit up Ye's party. That was amazing.
Oh,
And
man,
interesting.
crazy.
You know, it's always a movie with Kanye got some things going on. It was a whole looked like a live art experiment up in that building. But yeah, man, it was a good weekend, bro. It was a good weekend.
You got some good content in. So
Yeah.
I'm guessing we should just start with Grammys weekend, right?
Let's recap
Let's
Grammy.
recap the Grammys. Where y'all want to start?
Let's talk about some winners and some losers.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let y'all, you know what I'm saying? You know, y'all the experts, so I'm gonna let y'all go.
I feel like you understand that because nobody that you expected to win won for real. Besides Kendrick.
Here we go. All right.
See, I ain't want to get there.
What you was saying, don't you? I feel like we cut you out.
I was just gonna start easy with Beyonce. I was gonna start it off with B. You know, she took
congratulations to Beyonce.
For album of the year, and you know, took home one for Grammy for the country music genre. It was interesting because I think a lot of people, especially white folks who are country music purists, who are upset with Beyonce's Grammy win. I don't know if they understand how many white and how many legendary country artists benefited from this win as well. You know, I was talking to a songwriter by the name of Cam, who has writing credits on like 5 Beyonce records. And it dawned on me when I went and started looking back on the writing credits, there's so many different people from playing the banjo, different instrumentation, black Grammy artists, Shabuzi's on there. Like so many different artists in the country music ecosystem benefited from this win. Came home with a Grammy, and I don't think people give enough credit to the fact that she did her research and looked at folks that she felt like needed to be a part of this project for it to be authentic, to put it together. And I think that's something that's getting lost in translation with a lot of, you know, folks who are like, Beyonce isn't country. It's like, no, Beyonce's a black woman from Texas. She's country by default. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I thought that was dope that she took home a Grammy for that.
Damn. Don't see why you have to say that. I can't even get my hate off.
Because I be waiting for him to hate on Beyonce every time. He like loses for him to hate on Beyonce.
I was definitely gonna get my hate off.
I feel the same way. Like she had like Willie Nelson on there, Dolly Parton, Miley Cyrus. Her and Miley won a separate Grammy for their songs together. It was probably my favorite song on the project. Like it was like a whole Grammy community that can now say like I won a Grammy off of Cowboy Carter.
Oh wait, shout out. Her name is Mommy. She's from like Gary, Indiana. She's from like almost the crib. So shout out to her too. She got a Grammy win off that too.
Okay, period.
Shout out to
her.
You see what Beyonce do for people?
So you know, so now can I get my hate off?
Go ahead.
I can get my hate off, right? So my hate, and everybody that's watching, it's not really hate. It's just when you go against the grain, you know, in the culture they say you hate. So
that's a nice way to put
I feel like, and this is gonna kind of segue us into the Doechii conversation. I feel like Beyonce winning album of the year for this album goes back to those industry games that they play for the Grammys, because in my personal opinion, and I've heard this from other Beyonce fans, that was not her. That she had better albums that should have won album of the year, right?
That's fair.
And I feel like by her being snubbed so many years on that with that award, they had to give it to it this year. I knew personally she was gonna win it when she was in attendance, because after what they did to her last time, I don't expect her to be in attendance for that. That was just me.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like Grammys is pretty like, you know, still big for her and like, you know, Jay-Z almost in a way.
Nah.
Really?
No, not after they snubbed.
They do skip a couple of years, but they came last year because Jay-Z was being honored with the Dr. Dre, the Global Impact Award. And then this year she was up for so many that you could see. I didn't think she was going to win album of the year, but she was up for best country album. So to win best country album was insane. But I think what we always forget is when we look at album of the year in those years she lost. There were years she should have won. But even this year, look at what else is on the list, though.
Look who she was up against.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna say it was trash because I like Billie Eilish because I thought they was gonna give it to Billie Eilish.
Billie Eilish was a good contender. Short and Sweet Sabrina Carpenter would have been a good contender. I know pop albums don't always win because they're not seen as like, I don't know, popular music doesn't seem to resonate as much as some other genres because it's very like radio centric. But Sabrina Carpenter's album on there, Andre 3000, New Blue Sun was on there. And
that wasn't gonna win no album of the year. The Flute,
that's insane.
Not at all.
That's insane.
That's what I'm saying. Charlie XCX, Brat was on there. Like when you look at it, the only real competition for her in this category was Taylor Swift, Chappell Roan, and Billie Eilish.
Yeah, because people love Chappell Roan.
Oh, definitely.
They love Chappell Roan. But when you look at the impact, the movement that Cowboy Carter started, there's a good case to be made for why this album actually won. So I don't think this is a situation where they would just. It is a little bit of that, but I don't think it was solely that.
And I feel exactly the same way because I feel like if it didn't have so much of a cultural impact, bringing country to the forefront, she probably would not have won. But does that make it a good contender to win? Just because off the outside of the music.
The same could be said for Kendrick Lamar's win for Song of the Year with Not Like Us. Was it the best song? Did it make the biggest impact? It unseated the largest record-topping, most relevant artist of our generation in Drake. And so that factored into it winning Song of the Year. So it's not just about the song or the music sometimes. Sometimes it's about its impact. Then you got the year when Kanye jumped on stage, when Beck won over Beyonce.
Yeah.
That year, it was like an album that didn't penetrate culture and didn't have impact, but it was more of an artsy album that real music aficionados seem that like.
Well, that's why I feel like I feel like they pick and choose sometimes because when Lemonade came out, Lemonade definitely, I feel like shifted the culture.
It should have won. Lemonade should have won.
Lemonade should have won.
It should have won. It should have won.
So
that's undeniable.
Yeah.
So I'm just asked this.
Such a hater.
I ain't a hater. Shout out to B because after y'all broke it down, I ain't got nothing else to say. I don't want no smoke with the Beehive.
Dometi, you should come back.
I ain't got nothing else to say about the Beehive, right? You did mention Kendrick Lamar winning and Not Like Us, and you said Song of the Year. What was he nominated against? What song was he nominated against?
For Song of the Year was Shaboozey, A Bar Song, Birds of a Feather, Billie Eilish, Fortnite, Good Luck Baby, Chaperone, Fortnite, Taylor Swift, Post Malone. Please, 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 Sabrina Carpenter, which I thought was going to win. A little part of me thought they was going to pick Sabrina.
You crazy.
Really?
Yeah.
Sabrina is like America's sweetheart right now.
She's amazing, but I don't think that song would have gave her like the Song of the Year. Honestly, I would have picked Espresso. Over. Yeah, I would have picked Espresso over Please, Please, Please.
Really?
Yeah.
I do. I personally like Espresso, Please, Please, Please. But I feel like Please, Please, Please charted higher than Espresso.
Yeah.
I think I think Shaboozey
no, you don't.
I think Shaboozey Tipsy.
It just kills you to say that. Well, Beyonce ain't in this album. You're right. I
mean, Kendrick Lamar is my favorite rapper. So it's like let's be real here.
So what are you talking about, Shaboozey? Sing the song.
That everybody at the bar getting tipsy.
Okay.
Yeah, that song was everywhere this year.
It really
so it's not like us,
bigger than Not Like Us though.
Yeah, it wasn't bigger than that.
It was not.
You gotta admit that.
Yeah,
Shaboozey, that song is still in the top 5, top 10 of Billboards right now to this day.
I think that's why I love the differences between Song of the Year and Record of the Year, because I feel like Song of the Year is a mix of a hit song with massive cultural impact. This is my perception. We got to read like the Grammy definition, but this has been my perception over the years. I feel like Record of the Year is about how it was mixed, engineered, arranged. It's something that like a lot of music enthusiasts really celebrate when they win that. It's an award that goes to a lot of behind the scene folks. So I think like looking at Record of the Year will probably give you a better idea of like, okay, who did the Grammy board or those 13,000 voting members that they kept shouting out? Which songs did they feel like really address the artistry of record making?
Because they did switch out.
It feels like it's more about impact.
So who won Record of the
Year? Not Like Us. They switched out Espresso. They switched out Please, Please, Please for Espresso for Record of the Year.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They put Espresso for Record of the Year.
Yeah, Espresso is Record of the Year. So that makes more sense.
So he won Record of the Year and Song of the Year?
Yes. And Shabuzi is not on record.
Now, don't give me this. This is the part that I like. I didn't even know there was a difference in the category. I'm like, what is song of the year? What's record of the year? Right. I don't think Kendrick should have won record of the year. I don't think that song is like crazily like mixed or like it's not a lot of production that went into that song for it to win such a like.
Really?
I actually agree with you. I agree with you compared to the other.
Espresso probably would have won. Yeah.
Like,
have you heard Espresso?
I gotta listen to it. I gotta see it out.
I would say Birds of a Feather though. Like I ain't gonna lie. I was rooting for Billy. I was really rooting for Billy and shit. I got let down.
I feel like this is why I'm stepping out of this particular part of the conversation.
Because I don't know. Birds of a Feather always gave me boring. It was not one of my songs. Like I could see why
that's
people
one of my
like
records.
I could see why people like it, but it was never like a hit for me.
Real.
I just felt like because it's Billie Eilish.
You know what made me appreciate Billie's music more? I watched an interview with her and Phineas, her producer, who's also her brother, and they opened up the Pro Tools sessions and muted different levels and showed how many layers it takes. And with that whisper singing, it's easy to listen to it and it sounds effortless. But the amount of work and detail they put into the production and the mixing and mastering of those records, it gave me a new appreciation for it. So I see why Birds of a Feather was a good contender for Record of the Year for sure. But yeah, you know, that Song of the Year, Kendrick Lamar, Not Like Us, it was a little simple for that category. And I don't mean simple in a negative way. But yeah, I feel you.
I see. What else?
Shout out to Dot. Shout out to Dot.
We can go down to best rap album.
You want to get into the Doechii?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Doechii.
No, because
I'm the rap Grace Jones.
Come on now, Dometi. Come on now. He know music.
Another one that Cody feels a little indifferent about.
I'm gonna get my hate on.
Doechii said I'm Carrie Bradshaw with a back brace on. I'm carrying these bitches on my lap too long. Well, she go crazy, man.
No, but I feel like she can rap her ass off. I'm not gonna lie to you. She can rap her ass off.
Right.
Like
compared to J. Cole.
I told y'all. I told Chris earlier doing I'm not going to go. My take in the group chat will not be on the show.
Why not?
I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm not
stand on it.
Stand on business.
So you know what I'm saying? What you show?
Because I feel after reviewing the category, I see why they gave it to. I feel like me putting more emphasis on highlighting industry games and like what they got going on is taken away from her greatness and that's taken away from her talent. And both two things can be true, right? But like how y'all was saying earlier, well, my statement sometimes I just shouldn't just say it, right? So shout out to those.
Well, he not gonna say it. I'm gonna say it.
What he said. I'm real.
But Cody felt that Future and Metro album should have won.
But right? I also ran that back.
Yeah, but he did run it back. But I think his biggest point with that was that because Doechii's album didn't have, or mixtape didn't have like charting singles, or like it wasn't like something that you would hear like everywhere. Like you heard Future and Metro tape.
It didn't have it didn't have like a commercial impact.
Yeah,
it was
Denial is a River charted. I believe that charted, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, just now. I think it just recently charted, like a week or two ago.
Yeah.
Y'all okay.
I think that's
nobody is playing. I ain't gonna say nobody, but Denial is a River isn't like a urban radio.
Okay.
Tell because we saying it wrong, right? So tell us what you said.
Shout out to TDE. I'm so sorry that we understand industry games. We understand what happens when you play the game. You know what? Example, when TDE didn't know how to play the game, Macklemore beat Kendrick Lamar for best rap album. You know, but then when you learn how to play the game,
it's a TDE year.
You win. So it was a TDE. It was a TDE year. You got SZA coming down the pipeline. You got Kendrick Lamar coming down the pipeline. And if anybody that's been paying attention to what's been going on, you can tell that Doechii is the next darling up. Like they're really putting behind her, right? And if I'm not mistaken, and this TDE has a joint venture with Interscope, correct?
Yes. No. Yet it's not Interscope. It was Capitol. Maybe they changed it. It was Capitol when Doechii first came out. It was Capitol.
So whoever she got they with, right? So if we could tell that in hip hop right now, it's a women's game, right? Mm-hmm. It's a women's game right now. Women is hot. they're pushing their next star up is Doechii. You've been seeing Doechii everywhere throughout this year. She's been everywhere. The tour's been crazy, everything, right? It makes sense for her to win, right? But if me as a fan, and then even if casual listeners, like she don't have that mixtape don't have no slaps on it, right? It doesn't have. If you go ask anybody in here, what's the name of the album, the name of the mixtape? A lot of people don't know the name of the mixtape. Joy, what's the name of Doechii mixtape? Name me a single.
Why would you ask her that?
Because
the girl, our photographer behind the scenes.
Okay.
But it's like nobody. It wasn't. Even when she performed this shit, bro, and at the Grammys, even when she performed this shit, it was like, yo, you rapping, but it ain't no slap. But now her as a performer it's crazy to me, right? I think but it ain't a slap. We know what a slap is. You talking about? It's a difference between.
What am I hearing right now?
Cody,
this is
the Cody we get every day.
It's the same. It's my same take. When I feel about Rhapsody, right? Well, it's like it's like certain people make music. It make music, and it's like it's good music, like good sound, and you can rap, cool. But what I'm saying is that that's going to be for a niche audience. Like for you, we talking about that just.
All right. So
I don't know, man. It's just not. To me, if that was any other year, that album wouldn't even be considered. If it wasn't a TDE push, no one would have put that in there.
I still feel
I don't think next year, when it comes down to music, I don't think to this day, I haven't been nowhere where somebody say put on that Doechii album.
Cody, Cody, where you been at?
No. Outside of you forcing it.
Cody,
outside of you forcing it.
Where do you be at?
At home.
That's the biggest question, right?
And then look, and then we got to get out of this idea that music, yes, it's a communal thing, but it's not always a communal thing. Like 444, when Jay-Z's album came out, can we all agree that was a good album?
It was a great album.
We not gonna be somewhere somebody say put on that 444. That's for yourself. That's cleaning the house. That's on your airplane flight. That's introspective, right?
No, but
that doesn't make it bad music.
I'm not saying that's what I'm saying. I said it's bad music.
It's not. It wasn't best rap album winner worthy. But I still thought it would have still been a TDE year if she did not win best rap album.
Yeah.
I'm not taking it.
I want to go back to something earlier that I think we need to define too. I know what you mean, but the listeners might not. What do you mean when you say play the game? When you talk about TDE learned how to play the game this year, what exactly are you talking about?
So they're playing the game, right? So when it comes down to the Grammys, right? Out of what they say, the 13,000 people that voted.
Why did they keep making emphasis on the 13,000?
They're trying to spread the blame.
There's going to be some backlash. Just know it's a lot of people that voted. So the reason why, when I say play the game, right? So when we talked about, let's break it down. When we talked about Doechii being pushed on the forefront all year round, being seen, being her name heard, stuff like that. It's like the same thing when Megan Thee Stallion won. Like you saw her everywhere leading up to the Grammys, right? Her name is everywhere. Out of those 13,000 people, not everybody are voting members are coming from our community, our culture, and Black and hip hop, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when people are voting, a lot of times they're voting for names that they know. Sometimes they don't even hear the music. They don't even know that. So if I'm voting for the best country album, I'm probably voting Beyonce because I know Beyonce. You know what I'm saying? And it's no takeaway from her album being hot, but I seen Beyonce, I know Beyonce, I know the name. So when you're trying to get your artist push, you got to play those games. You got to get the visibility, the networking, the private events throughout the year, like just moving and shaking.
The billboards, usually Grammy season, they have the billboards say for your consideration. The well
like you really playing the game.
Cover spreads. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like the year Chance won, right? The year Chance won.
Chance was everywhere.
He was everywhere, and then I think it's Blueprint. I think it's a complex Blueprint.
I know what you're talking about.
And Pat did it.
Yeah.
And Pat broke it down in that interview how they was moving and shaking that year to get Chance nominated, to get him out there and get him pushed. It was independent, so they didn't have the label support like a Doechii have, like whoever her joint venture with TD. Mm-hmm. Like they had to really bust and grind to make that happen. You know what I mean? So that's the playing the game. So a lot of that stuff, like when we talking about quality of, like, to me, right? I think I say this, I'm gonna down this here. I think Cardi B Invasion of Privacy album is probably one of the dopest albums that I've heard. I listen to it, right? But when you want to put it in the best rap category that year, when we started talking about rap, everybody that listened to rap and that were rap fans would have told you either Pusha T or Nip had a better rap album than Cardi B.
You know what's crazy about what you just said? You didn't even mention Travis Scott. She lost to Travis Scott.
She did lose to Travis Scott.
She lost to Astro World. And this is what I be talking about.
Travis Scott,
right?
that Astro World is not is what we talking about rap. And that's why they always say you need you be needing sub genres in rap.
I think people go for, especially now, because you can sub rap in so many different categories now. I feel like, and I think this played a part into Doechii winning too. I think just like the unconventional rap, like always just has that extra oomph to it. It stands out. So on top of you seeing her, you looking at her against like Eminem.
I want to get to Eminem.
Well, I don't even know why Eminem was in there, no shade, but Common and P. Rock, The Auditorium. I heard that one. I mean, it was unconventional, but it wasn't unconventional where it popped and people paid attention to it.
Exactly.
But they got it all
again. So I want.
What did you see Common at this year? You don't never really see Common was doing. He did From the Block, bro.
Common did press.
Yeah.
Common did press. They did press. They had like movie theater listens. They did a lot.
That's called playing the game.
So why they win over
so this is why I wanted to mention playing the game, right? Because I think the only two real contenders in this category, as much as I love Might Delete Later, the only real two contenders was We Don't Trust You and Alligator Bites Never Heal, right?
Yeah. Right.
How many interviews and how much content did Future and Metro Boomin put out around the release of this album?
I mean,
they did like the GQ thing. I think that was really it.
Yeah. So I mean, it shouldn't matter.
We Don't Trust You had like that, or Still Don't Trust You had like that.
We Don't Trust You had that.
Oh yeah, they kicked it off. They ain't need no content.
You
gotta kick the whole thing off. But I think that's why I wanted him to define playing the game, because I think some of that matters. Just like any list or any award show, like we could just take the veil off of it. No matter what it is, we know Mox from the Crib. Mick Jenkins probably got a better album than a lot of people on some years that they won, right? So it's like we know a lot of people that could have been in these categories, but it's about the level at which you play and how you're getting the word out about what it is that you do. You know, they say if build it and they'll come. The real phrase should be build it and market it and they will come. You know what I'm saying? Somebody sent me a list earlier today and was like, why aren't you on this list? I was like, because I don't know them people.
That's exactly how it be. That's all it is. They don't know me. I don't know them. That's why
I don't know them.
Why I got
exactly. So you have to put yourself in a position. Should it be like that? No. But the thing is, there's a point at which the music has to match the marketing. And so I get what you're saying, but in Doechii's case, the music matches the marketing. Records like Boom Bap is her talking about, and I'm not saying that you're not saying the music don't match, but I think that you're saying that like is more so about, you know, how she's positioned. But when you listen to the album, it gave you that satirical take on boom bap rap, where she's actually making fun of what we're talking about. Like, she appreciates boom bap, but she's like, yo, just because I made hits like Persuasion, just because I made like pop music and all of that, don't mean I'm any less of an MC. And I feel like in order for this genre to move where we need it to go, you need a couple of wins from actual lyricists and actual artists to still encourage new upcoming artists to still make music that matters, that pushes boundaries, so we're not all trying to sound like each other in every generation.
I get it. And that's
exactly
why I say I
can't. Future didn't win.
That's why I don't want to like put too much emphasis on the games, because it's like I'm down. Like I was saying, it seems like I'm downplaying her in her.
Now
music.
You working properly. I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. But I see the industry game. So when she won, I'm like, all right, cool. Because if we was talking about rap, and then we just talking about we was talking about songs have an impact on culture. We Don't Trust You probably had the biggest impact on in the rap.
Yeah, for sure.
But that's why I brought up the interviews and stuff too, because this is my personal gripe. I think artists underestimate the value and the power of doing media. And we talk about this all the time. It's frustrating to me when an artist comes out, and yes, the music can speak for itself, et cetera, but sometimes part of why we know Daytona was one of the best rap albums that year is because Pusha T's press run, the way he explained his concepts, the way he talked about it, I'm hip-hop's Martin Scorsese, like he painted the picture in the world around the release. Artists, rappers, you still got to come outside. You still have to talk to media. You got to explain your art. You have to let us know that you still care about this thing. Or even if you're not doing interviews, the content that you drop, the listening sessions that you drop. Like all of these things create the energy and the momentum around it, and it gets the fans excited because we're no longer in an era where we're going out and going to the store to get the album. Back then, everybody had to market themselves like crazy to make us get up, go to Best Buy, and pick up that album. Now folks are just dropping the music and they think that the mechanics aren't the same. No, you still need to come tap in with press. Yes, you can jump on Instagram Live and talk directly to your followers, but they're not going to ask you the same questions that a trained journalist is going to ask. And I think Doechii is reaping the benefits of doing also the behind the scenes work. And one last thing with Doechii, I seen her live at multiple festivals. I don't know if we really understand how the audience connects and the performance and the one-to-one connection that she's making with these people.
I'm so mad.
So it is a real, it's a real movement that she has that don't necessarily like touch the places that we probably be in.
Yeah, and that's another thing I spoke on with him earlier. I was telling Chris, like I see the work she's putting in. I see the performance. Like I fuck with it, right? I'm messing with it. I personally, I just sometimes I feel like certain wins. Shout out to Doechii.
If she did everything she was supposed to do,
she did everything she was supposed to do.
Problem?
Ain't no problem. Shout out to Doechii, right?
Yeah.
But you did say something.
Should Future have had one?
No.
I would have.
No.
I love Doechii. I've been rocking with Doechii. Doechii was one of the first like real celebrities to follow me, so I'll rock with Doechii forever. So,
that's fine.
But I feel like Future could have one. I feel like they had a bigger impact on a longer lasting impact on the culture from what they kicked off, but they didn't do what they were supposed to do.
And you still listen to a lot of them records on both of those two albums they dropped. Like those are they dropped a lot of timeless records.
But it's like you expecting to get an A out the class when you didn't do your when you didn't raise your hand and get your participation points.
No, I get you.
But I think what y'all are saying is right. How Dometi was just saying, like you gotta like kind of push boundaries a little bit, like right. Like I don't think Future Metro are doing anything that's super innovative or different than
I feel like
any last project that they dropped.
Bringing that beef is innovative.
The beef was nice, but you're not doing nothing like that's like super new. Like I've heard this Future before.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not to cut you off.
Go ahead.
The production by Metro that he introduced in them two projects alone was some of the best production that we've seen in hip hop in years. And then you gotta think about sonically how that album sounds. Like they had Mike Dean mix and master that shit, bro. Like that, like for you to say that they didn't push the envelope on that we don't trust you and we still don't trust you, it's crazy because I feel like they put on a master class of putting together. I would say sonically they put on a master class of putting together some albums, bro.
And I haven't heard in a long time a bunch of men get together and rally together and get on hella songs to talk about one man that they was mad at. That's a great marketing tactic to me.
They haven't done that since 50. 50 got that treatment.
Okay.
Got that,
But yeah, but the Doechii like I said, shout out to Doechii. I think she did what she's supposed to do. I think she
big hate in the building.
Is she doing what she's supposed to do? She can rap. And that's
shout out to Doechii.
That's shout out to Doechii.
Shout out to Doechii.
We gonna kind of move.
Dometi,
but Dometi said something that was gonna be my segue before y'all brought it back. Keep wanting to bring up Doechii and
we kept wanting to bring up Doechii.
Cause y'all really wanted to make me seem like I don't like this girl, and I support her 100%.
It's not that you don't like her.
It's debating. I like the point you're making too.
Yeah, it's just
you're making it relevant.
You know what it is. Because we listen every week. If Chris play a Doechii song, we have a whole Doechii conversation.
No, we don't.
Yes, we do.
It ain't. All right, man. Whatever. It's cool.
What we gonna get to earlier though?
Huh? I was gonna get to what you said about interviewing with real journalists since we still on the Grammys.
That's what we was about to get into.
What, the red carpet shit? I thought that was gonna be a great. So he said a real journalist. We got real journalists in the building. The babyface situation. You as a person, MTV. You live on the set at the Grammys. You do this. You a professional. You know what I mean? Like Bree, she a professional. It's like she do. Like y'all do this. Like y'all train.
And I do want to say, Dometi, and this not just because we friends, but I really feel like, when people come and interview you, like during Grammy, like during like award season, it's some different type of connection. Like they don't do it just because it's MTV. Like they do it because of you. Like they get so excited to like see you personally, or they remember something that happened like years ago between y'all, and I love that.
Thank you so much. Thank
that
you. That
Glorilla
means a
Clip
lot
was
to me,
cold.
G. Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Thank
love
you,
that
man.
for real.
I seen
Because I
that.
think
Thank you, man.
Chloe did the same thing before, or something like y'all had like a moment
Yes.
where y'all remember something. I was like, yeah,
That's
they
the
doing
thing,
it for
man.
you, and ain't just like, oh, this MTV, let me go. No, like they rock with you, and that's a different type of connection
Thank
to
you very
have.
much.
But
That
speaking of
means a
people
lot
who
to me.
don't
Thank
really
you.
respect that connection, so the journalist from the Associated Press kind of swooned off Babyface, the legendary Babyface for
I cringe.
Chaperone.
I cringe.
That was crazy.
Has that ever happened to you where anybody was like,
Okay.
okay, if somebody comes, you have to like move this person out the way?
All right, so I'm gonna be a little long-winded, but bear with me because I want folks to understand kind of how the carpet works when you're there. So if you have resources, in best case scenario, or if you got relationships with the folks, you'll have a talent booker with you who is talking to an artist team, their publicist, their reps, their label, and letting you know, all right, so-and-so is gonna come on the carpet around 3:00. Are y'all willing to talk to her? Yes, we are. So around that time, you try to keep your carpet clear in case they walk past, because everything moves fast. What I want folks to understand is Chaperone could have just kept moving if they didn't take that moment. So I get that part, right? But you also have people on your team that are supposed to talk to people on her team to say, wait just 1 minute. Let us finish this. Let's move to the next thing. Say all that to say, I've had that happen before. I remember I was interviewing Jid, and the clip is on my Instagram. I was interviewing Jedidah, and he's one of my favorite lyricists. We're having a great conversation. DJ Khaled walked past. He has a long history with MTV, and they definitely want the Khaled interview. And so Khaled walks past, but I can't stop talking to Jid to talk to Khaled. So, oftentimes I might make an eye contact with the other artist and just say, basically letting them know, in a second, I got you. Or I might do a wink or something. And I might, my talent rep, my producer might tap my arm, which lets me know somebody else that they want is nearby, wrap up pretty soon. So they walk past, and Khaled comes up to Jid and was like, yo, Jid, salute. I'm like, Khaled, jump up here. He was like, nah, this is his interview. And they have a moment. And so what a lot of people talk about is two ways to handle it. You either create a moment with two folks that you want to talk to at the same time and bring them all in a part of the interview. You segue out of the interview by bringing up that artist, or you take the L and rely on the team that you have around you to bring that artist back to you at an appropriate time. And what I would have done if I was in that situation, number one, if you notice, somebody taps that reporter who yelled Chapel's name and she leans back, almost like her producer or somebody may have told her, yo, that's Chaperone. And
So
instead of
that's what
letting,
she was doing?
that's what I
Because
think.
I thought she was just fanned out and she was trying to tell whoever the rep was to go get Chaperone.
To go get okay, could have been that too. I thought that person tapped her and was like, that's Chapel. And she's leaning back like, all right. And then just blurted it out. But what you got to do with live television, you got to let Babyface finish the answer to that question. Or this isn't the best thing, or you take a risk, because Babyface was getting his answer together, but he couldn't concentrate because she twitching and
She
leaning back and
moving,
doing all
flatting, shucking, jabbing.
moving crazy. Yeah. Two-step in, like, what are you doing? And like what you're supposed to do, you're talking to a human being. I think people forget, like, we look at artists as just artists. It is rude as ever. If I'm talking
That
to
is
Bree
so rude.
and I'm like, Cody, what up? In the middle of her sentence, like, that's not what you do to another human being. But you could say, Babyface, this isn't the best situation, but if you got to get Chapel and you think you might get it, Babyface, I'm so sorry to interrupt you, but I just wonder, do you have any advice for new artists? Because right behind you is another new artist who I think could benefit from your wisdom. What would you say to somebody coming up in the game? Chaperone, you met Babyface? Pull up.
That boy good.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
that boy
and
good.
then-
What they do?
right?
Snap.
That's all you do.
That
It's
boy
as simple
good.
as
Look
that.
at
Black it.
And it happens all the time. I had Yolanda Adams on the carpet while we're waiting. I can't remember who we were waiting on, but we were waiting because my rep told me, yo, so-and-so's supposed to come at this time. A rep came and told me we got Yolanda Adams. Well, I'm not never going to say no to Yolanda Adams. I don't care if we run this interview, I'm talking to Yolanda Adams. Vibes Cartel.
God will strike
I'm
you down if
talking
you
to
say no to
Vibes.
Yolanda Adams.
You hear me? And I had to do it so quick because we were literally waiting on somebody that was really part of MTV's real demo. But I'm like, I'm not doing this. Plus, you have to maintain relationships with the reps. People remember, like, I make eye contact with celebrities all the time, and they'll be like, they might not remember, they remember a face and be like, oh, I remember he played me a little bit. Like, I was standing around for that interview, he didn't give it to me. So you got to protect those relationships. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, it was an amateur move. You create a segue, or you rely on your team of producers to talk to that person's rep to make sure right after Babyface finishes that answer, it was so good to see you. Congratulations. Have a good night in there. Chapel pull up and get some overlapping interaction between these two people that you'll never see Chapel Roan and Babyface in the same room again. Like, if you can put them on stage together, you are Grammy history. Come on now. It's like when Beyonce interrupted Chance the Rapper on MTV years ago. Chance was doing an interview. Beyonce stops and hugs Chance. And the reporter
when she touched him,
when she touched him and said, yo, congrats. Chance like, yeah.
He like freaked out.
That's what you're supposed to do. I can't stop talking to Chance to talk to Beyonce. That reporter would have been well within her rights to do that. But the best we can do, we got on camera, we captured a genuine moment, we move on. That's how you handle it.
And that's a forever moment, too.
What? It's in history now.
I thought you raised your hand.
You was raising your hand?
No.
Oh.
No, I just fixed my head.
No, it was the Yolanda Adams. He was praising.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie to you. Dometi, you just put on a masterclass on how to handle that situation. I'm glad Chelsea recommended you come on the show today because you just cold. That was cold. I ain't gonna lie.
Man, good looking, G.
I learned a little something.
It literally happens all the time. It's so much stuff too because we don't broadcast live that you're not even seeing like. It's so iffy. They're like, yo, there'll be somebody that's really dope for our culture. And here's the other thing, the lack of diversity on these teams. I don't know if they fully realized how big Babyface is. You know what I'm saying? That's like showing off, I don't know who, perfect example. I love having a diverse team, right? My producers are white. And they're like, is that Sheryl Crow? And I know Sheryl Crow is a big deal. But like, if I saw her, like, I don't know if I recognize her, you know what I'm saying? So like, as crazy as that might sound, it was like, I think that's Sheryl Crow. All right, so what's the biggest question I should probably ask to Sheryl Crow? Like, I know what I got, but what? And so we're talking. And so I know if I'm talking to Sheryl Crow and Lotto walks past, I want to talk to Lotto. But I have to respect and understand who Sheryl Crow is to an audience. That is the equivalent of Babyface in Chapel Road. You got to just close that thing up and go. So it happens so often. And then sometimes I have to fight and say, yo, I'm going to get one question with vibes. I know we waiting on, somebody that's better for our demo, but I got to get this in. Help me out, stall. And then you make relationships, too, with the red carpet host next to you. There was somebody from BET next to me. I think the sister's name was Tamara. And when I was talking to somebody, she would grab that person, and they would have a conversation so that right after she's done, we could switch guests, and it helped me buy time so I didn't have to cut off this interview. So it's different ways to handle it, when you've been doing this for several years.
Nah, you're a pro, my G.
Her Facebook. Was it Facebook?
Yeah,
no, Instagram.
Yeah. She got to eat this. She got to sit this one out. She got to let this down.
Because I even felt like even when she apologized, like towards the end of like the live, I felt like she still didn't understand the impact of what she did.
I feel like she did.
I feel like when she apologized on at the Grammys,
I think she understood.
And I feel like the black dude that was there was kind of looking like, girl, you just don't know how much you effed up. Like he was standing there like, you can apologize, but it's just the beginning.
No,
that's why we need diversity on these teams. They needed a black producer right there to just say, don't you shoot off Babyface. You know what I'm saying? Or even I feel sorry for the other host who was like,
because why did they even need two of them?
I'm sorry, Babyface. I'm so sorry, Babyface.
Sorry.
Y'all like
took his mic away. Like, yeah, bro.
She looked so she did not want to take that mic from Babyface.
She said, yeah, bro, I'm gonna cut you.
Babyface like, oh, that's what y'all want to do? Go do that.
Go do that.
Go do that. Babyface is playing. You can't play with her.
She called it mean straight because I feel like it wasn't really her fault. It was like it moved so fast. I think what would have helped the apology though is if she would have sometimes like contextualizing who a person is can help to smooth it over. Like Babyface, the multiple Grammy nominee, the platinum selling artist, the man who wrote so many of the songs that we know and love in our generation, wasn't treated properly. I'm so sorry. We understand the gravity of just a little bit because it still didn't communicate that you understand the gravity of who is standing before you. So sometimes just that little, even we had a situation, I'll tell you this, and not to throw any of my producers under the bus, it's not their fault at all, but a rep with Mad Skills. Y'all know Mad Skills, the rapper from VA. He used to do the year-end wrap-ups.
Yeah.
He a ghostwriter. He used to do the year-end wrap-ups. It was just him and Uncle Murder did the year-end wrap-ups. His rep comes over and is talking to my talent booker, and she's like, Skills, we need to get Mad Skills over here. And I'm listening, like, I want to talk to him, but I know my talent booker has my schedule, and she'll let them know, now's not the right time. His rep, she pressed her like, nah, this is Jay-Z's favorite rapper. This is one of the illest ghostwriters. What you mean? I bet he know who he is. And I was like, yeah, I know Mad Skills, like, whatever. I was like, bring him on. Because she pulled my black card. I was like, all right, yeah, I know him. Pull up. I'm not finna disrespect the legendary MC. Pull up, G. And so he pulled up for the interview. And just to smooth that over, I said, yo, Mad Skills, one of the illest ghostwriters in this industry, has been doing this for decades. He's your favorite rapper's favorite rapper out of VA, does the year-end wrap-ups that made cultural moments way back in the day. Thanks
right,
for
you
being
gotta
here.
make them feel good.
Make them feel good. And then you go to the question, keep it brief. And then that ended up being the first interview we dropped. So like it's all a song and dance, man. Don't let the amateurs get on the carpet, man.
Okay, we need a real journalist. Well, I'm not gonna say she's not a real journalist. I personally, I don't know. Looking at it, because I watched it like 20 times, just because of her body structure, I just had to like put two and two together. I was like analyzing the entire thing. I really feel like she got starstruck because the rep could have just went over there and held Chapel up for and let Babyface finish, and that could just been an easy little rotation.
Sure.
And I want to give her grace. My last point, I'm sorry I'm being so long with it because I'm fresh off the car. I still got all the adrenaline.
Oh, you still ready to talk about it?
Yeah. I ain't talked about this to nobody yet. So the last thing I'll say, I just want to give her grace too, because I don't know if she's an amateur or not. Actually, I want to, I don't know how long she's been doing this. I wasn't familiar with her. I might be like Shaq later on, like, I'm sorry, I wasn't familiar with your game. But like, but those moments can happen. And I've had embarrassing moments that because I wasn't live, people don't see them. They weren't as bad as that. Mm-hmm. But I was streaming live on Casanat thing. I didn't know he was streaming. You know what I'm saying? So, everything that came out of my mouth wasn't fluent. We chopped that interview down and picked the best moments. So, I feel sorry that her worst moment got broadcasted to that level. And that's a hard lesson to learn in real time. And I think if everybody who doesn't do what we do, if they messed up, and it was broadcast. We mess up at work all the time. Your mistakes at work don't get broadcasted to the entire internet. Mm-hmm. So I just want to give her a little grace.
You got to. You have to give her grace.
I ain't gonna lie. Doing this is kind of what kind of made me start really thinking before I say a lot of stuff, because this is, like you said, it's live. No edits.
Right.
Yeah.
You still don't think before you say a lot of stuff.
I don't, but I'm trying. I'm trying to get grow.
I appreciate the initiative. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
What do you call that growth? We love that.
We got anything else on the Grammys? I was
going
to say shout out to all the teams, people behind the scenes, the talent buyers, the producers that make everything go. Because the moral of that story is that, man,
the talent produces the person that needs to be fired from Associated Press.
Oh my God.
That's who needs to be fired. You could have tapped Chapel. That big dress she had on, she wasn't going nowhere too fast.
Not
going nowhere.
And I wanted to point out that to nephew, that was more so, that was a clear cut example of people go or they vote or want to talk to people that they know. You know what I'm saying? So when you start talking about names, when we talking about voting and stuff like that,
that's a good point.
Chaperone is going to win because her name is bigger than somebody else, but don't mean she could probably have the best shit. You know what I'm saying? And that's just an example, because Chaperone is huge right now. Don't get me wrong, she's huge right now. I know that name. I seen a lot of Palooza set. That shit was crazy.
Yeah, you could say that, but I don't want to get on this too much for too long. But Future, if you want,
I'm not trying to single out nobody, bro.
You are trying to bring up Future.
I want him to. No, this is what I want. This is what I be trying to get with nephew. Right, nephew is a curator at heart. Like, to me, I feel like he got potential to be the next Virgil. You know what I'm saying? In that range, like, he don't see his potential, but I see it. Like, I see it. Like, he's a curator, at heart, right? You gotta understand. Like, a lot of times, curators don't understand the business and the politics around shit. And I just want him to point. I just be trying to point that out to the whole team, like the whole staff, like because that's the part of the game that's gonna help you elevate you in your career to the next level once you learn that part, right? Because you can be the best podcast, you can be the best talker, you can be the best dresser, you can be the best this, but if you don't understand the business and politics around a lot of this shit, like you're gonna be when some shit don't go your way, you always gonna be hurt. You know what I mean?
That's why we here. We learning. Nephew, you be learning.
I do.
Shout out to learning.
So that's
yes,
that's all that is.
Okay.
I ain't trying. I don't want to go back to that topic. Trust me, I don't want to go back. I don't want to go back. I want to transition. What else we got?
We got transition. Okay, let's pick one. We got Super Bowl this Sunday. Tiffany Henyard. All the plane crashes or NBA news. Where y'all want to go with it?
Y'all want to talk about the Thornton Township? Well, we talked about the.
We did. It's just like the beef. It's like people bringing up the beef again, and he like went outside her house. I don't think it's that deep for us to really talk about it at this point. Like some people rock with him, some people only rock with him because they don't like her. Some people saying like you a grown man, you shouldn't be coming at this woman like that. But at the end of the day, Thornton Township got to get it together.
Yeah,
I was seeing that though. I was seeing people say like, "Why is like you like at her house or like you doing too much?" But I don't know. I think if you like a real activist, you doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing. Like I'm pulling up to your crib. I'm letting you know like you doing a bad job. You're not doing right by the city. I'm pulling up to your office, your job. Like I'm pulling up wherever you at. I'm letting you know that you doing wrong by the city.
He's losing his way a little bit by going into personal things, though. When he was outside,
he took words off my mouth.
Who she was sleeping with, and who, let's talk about. She has enough governmental mishaps to talk about, rather than what's going on in her personal life. She had overspent on overtime and put the police force on her personal security detail using taxpayer dollars. She had been sidelined, and I remember they locked one person out of her office because she was looking into the financial dealings of the city. Like, I mean, Tiffany Henyard is a mess. She was using personal money to put billboards up around the city, which is basically like personal campaign funds, where you're not supposed to use that with city dollars. Mm-hmm. So she's got enough to talk about. Well, you ain't got to talk about who she having sex with, because at that point, and Jedidiah has been an activist for a long time, but he has also had his personal challenges where sometimes he becomes the story and he gets in his own way of his message. And I think this is just an example of that coming to roost. I didn't even know he was out in the south suburbs though. Like I don't know if he just.
That's what I said. I didn't think he was from out there.
I didn't think he was from out there either. So it kind of makes me wonder. Maybe he moved out there. Maybe he has people out there. But just kind of be wary of activists who move around from crisis to crisis. Is it about the crisis or is it about yourself?
Because some of these activists be acting.
Come on now. Come on.
Hey.
Shut up.
They do. They be acting.
Oh, I love it though.
Okay. You see that happen time after time.
Come on, Auntie Bree, TT Bree.
Okay. They be act. I don't even think his real name is Jedidiah.
Probably. Definitely not.
That is too much of a righteous name, bro. Like that is.
No, it's definitely fake. That's definitely a fake name.
There's no coincidence. That man be named Jedidiah. He on the news with his Black Panther hat on. Like, come on, man.
Oh, yeah.
No, facts.
He did too.
I didn't know too much about him.
Yeah, I don't got too much to say about the situation. No more about the situation. I think I said what I need to say. Dometi just took the words in my mouth as far as the outside the house video and stuff like that. I do want to make a statement and say, because I know a few people had a way about me calling him sassy, and
you called him sassy.
Yeah, I said how you approach.
You didn't call him sassy.
I said he did that. Sassy. How sassy.
It was sassy like behavior.
Yeah, I just want to let people know I have no problem with like people in the
community
in that community. At the end of the day, like what your sexual preference is, your color, like your race, none of that. The way you treat people is all what matters to me. Like we all are all human beings, and I still feel the way how he treated that woman and spoke about her in that public forum was not cool. So that was just.
Thank you for apologizing to the people.
You
ain't have to.
I don't think it was an
apology right there.
I just wanted to clear it up because I got homies that's in that, you know what I'm saying, friends of the show, homies, the people that went to school with that's in that community. So I just want to let them know, like when they see that clip, it's like, okay, kind of like that shit. What happened with you?
I always get it. That's why I said you ain't have to apologize. It's always something that I said.
Yeah, but it's like,
wait, no, that was taken all out of proportion. That got me to shut up just a little bit when it happened to me. It was woo.
So I'm always stand 10 toes on being a human being and respect. Like respect, I think Dredzy just tweeted this the other day. My respect is non-negotiable, right? And I feel like that's just something that we should just be. Like I said, like kids I watch, like you know how many kids probably saw that video viral around so now in they head when an authority figure or if somebody they feel like not doing something right,
They feel like
that's how they got to they can challenge them like that. They can call them out their name. They can do stuff like that. So if they principle, we got a bad principle. After this, you don't know what you're doing. They teaching us about like these are things, these are images, and these are like manners that we putting out in the universe, and we're not even paying attention who's watching. So that's why I'm still standing on that. Like she can be corrupt and crooked. Like she's innocent to proven guilty, but you know, writings on the wall. But she's still a human being at that. You know what I'm saying? So nah.
Yeah. People forget that we are still human beings.
So we ain't moving like that.
I mean, that's nice and all, but you ain't finna take money from my city and campaign
We are
yourself.
off that.
We are off that.
We are off that. What y'all say? Her Tubi movie finna be #1.
Oh yeah, I don't know why nobody start. I'll start filming that right now.
Man,
y'all don't think you get Lifetime? She get Lifetime now.
I've been locked in. Have y'all been seeing these YouTube documentaries about her?
Yeah,
I haven't seen her.
I've been telling y'all.
So she got an old block documentary. How they be doing like the ones about the
with the deep voice behind it.
Yes,
listen, they got a Fox News one that is so good. You seen the Fox one, and then they got I think it's an NBC reporter. I wish I could remember the sister's name. She killed it.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
They getting money out there.
She got
it's like a 3-part documentary on her.
Man, we did the correct one on What's the Word about her. For real.
Ours would be funny as hell.
Oh,
too.
y'all would go crazy. Y'all actually should. I'm not gonna lie, because people need to really understand why that man was talking to her that crazy. You know,
I want to get on the show. She been dodging us though.
She has been. Dodging
She dodging everybody.
But at first she was trying to do her own podcast so she could tell her own story.
All right.
She did. She had like 1 or 2 episodes, but that was it.
Yo, Tiff,
using city finances.
Okay.
Come holler at us.
Sponsored by the city of Dalton.
Sponsored by the city of Dalton.
Tiff Nim, the podcast.
That's
she ain't
crazy.
gonna come over here. Y'all doing shade like that.
No, you got the city fund of your podcast. Come on now.
She should call it Tiff Nim or Tiff Money. Tiff Money, the podcast.
Free bands. We talking about future. Free bands.
Okay, enough off Tiffany. Plane crashes, Super Bowl, or NBA?
Can I make one comment about the plane crashes?
Yes.
Really quickly. I know we won't want to stay here too long, but I do think there's maybe it's called media contagion. I don't know what the word is. But when something happens in media that gains traction, that's a big actual story, like those people who lost their lives in that plane crash, you'll begin to see more of those stories on our timeline, even on the AP News Wire. When you're reporting, you start to see more of those stories. But a lot of these plane mishaps, whether it's a plane, landing early because of an engine malfunction or all of these different things we're seeing, some of these things happen all the time and they aren't necessarily big news. So I'm not sure if there's an epidemic of plane mishaps or if it's just because that big story traveled the way it did, that all of these smaller stories are now becoming a part of the news cycle. So, I don't know if we should be as concerned as the news might make us think we should be about these planes.
Well, I know the plane. Because I don't want to get too deep because it's like people lost their lives. So I want to figure out the best way to like segue us out of this, but don't want to be insensitive. Because I was gonna mention because it's been some plane bullshit been happening for like the past few years. We've been talking about
it's always been like plane.
Yeah, planes disappearing, and then I remember Boeing had to recall some of their planes.
Yeah. So it's been some
malfunctions. Yeah, and there was a class action lawsuit around that, and there were other breakdowns with American Airlines and the communication with that particular helicopter pilot. Like, why didn't the helicopter see the plane? And they talk to one another. They have Doppler radars that see the planes. So yeah, there's a lot to be said about that. I feel that. So I'm not minimizing it either.
I definitely think what you said, like the media definitely heightens it because the media, news networks, and they want to get ratings too. So if that's what everybody worry about right now, of course they're going to make sure that they broadcast on whatever's going on with airplanes and crashes. I just think it's just I don't want to call it a trend either, and it could be the same thing you saying. Like even with just like bird flu and all the E. coli, and it's just like everything is going towards like let's broadcast everything that's pushing y'all to believe that the world is about to end. Like let's just push all that out the way. Like I don't know. I feel like they're not thinking about the people and the anxiety that it could cause to people. Because everybody I know that had to get on the plane is like, I don't want to get on the plane. I'm scared. I have anxiety. I need to take an edible before I get on this flight.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Thoughts and prayers to everybody that lost their lives on that plane. My love and I'm sending positive energy to their families.
But whatever is going on, they need to fix it.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
the plane shouldn't be crashing
Definitely.
at all.
That Philly one was crazy.
That was insane.
Having all that footage smiling on people like, dude. Hey, bro, 4 for 4 dude that got on the Wendy's. Now I gotta tell it like black people, bro. When we get on these dude that they interviewed from Philly that caught the plane crash. The first thing he told me, I was on there getting my 4 for 4. Like, hey, G,
we gotta stop.
Yeah, we gotta stop.
Oh,
just Conan.
Yeah, man, come on, G. Like people just lost their life. You want to get on here talking about a 4 for 4?
Yeah, that's
we living in a Boondocks episode, man.
Story. Y'all can't get mad at that man telling his story.
We living in a boondock simulation, man. I saw them with a section. I saw bottle girls at Popeyes, man. That's when I knew we were.
And I said we should talk about that because you know that was straight out of Chicago.
That was Chicago.
That was Chella and
That was Chella H and Ricky Rue now.
Oh no!
That was
I didn't know that.
I think it was.
Who that was?
Yes, Chella and Ricky. Now they had got the Popeyes with the Don Julio and had them bottle girls come out.
It was a
skit.
It was a skit. Though.
It was. I mean, it's fine. It was a skit.
I feel like the whole Don Julio and Popeyes thing was a troll and like some boondock shit. Anyway,
it was the whole thing is concept. A troll.
Yeah, that was a whole like whoa.
Is it really real though? Because I mean,
like the chicken or the alcohol.
The Popeyes by my house don't get it because I was gonna try it.
Yeah, they got they got the apparel. It's real. They sent it to
what?
There's a friend of mine at Complex. They sent him a gift box with the shirt, the John bottle, the sandwich, the wings. He was like, I'm not gonna eat this on camera because it's Black History Month, but I just want to thank
you. And then they're gonna do it in February. It's crazy.
But you want to know? I got another conspiracy theory around this. Every time it's like a pandemic and the world is shifting, Popeyes go viral. remember the pandemic when everybody going crazy
the world
over them chicken sandwiches?
Here go Popeyes. Because the chicken, it wasn't even like amazing, like Mondo chicken sandwich. They were regular chicken sandwiches, just pickles, but everybody was saying they were good.
Going crazy.
Them sandwiches was amazing. I ain't gonna lie.
Y'all tweaking.
No, they was.
Y'all are tweaking. They was a regular chicken sandwich. Popeyes been had those chicken sandwiches.
No, they didn't.
Them sandwiches was
I'm trying.
Popeyes
is at the center of all this, man. I'm trying to tell y'all, it's Popeyes is at the center of all of this. Every time something go on, it's Popeyes.
That's because they canceled The Simpsons.
I tell you.
Simpsons ain't canceled?
The Simpsons are canceled.
No, they're not.
I thought they did cancel The Simpsons.
Simpsons is still going.
Simpsons is like on season 40.
I thought they canceled The Simpsons like a year ago.
No, not at all. That's that fake news you was reading all that shit.
Probably.
I was telling y'all.
Should I be reading fake news now? That's why I ain't think that Don Julio and Popeyes was real.
That's crazy.
I really do want to know where is it at though? Like where can
I don't know, but it's not at the one on Western for sure. So I checked.
You check about check.
I'll check.
Yeah.
Wait, so is y'all gonna eat it though? That's the real.
I would try it.
Come on now. If I brought the chicken sandwich, you would take a little bite.
I'm cool on it.
You tried that chicken Big Mac, but you don't want to try no Don Julio wings.
I don't like Don Julio, so I'm cool.
Oh, never mind.
The cap.
Man, Cody convinced they are part of the CIA operation. He
y'all listen. I'm not even gonna say they clone Tyrone. Y'all seen Undercover Brother. I seen Undercover Brother. Anybody here seen Undercover Brother?
Yes.
Nah.
It's the chicken.
It's the chicken.
It's the chicken. I'm trying to tell y'all.
I'm scared to stay on this subject, man. I don't know what they're gonna do, man. You know.
I'm trying to
tell you. Telling these types of troops in Trump's America, G. Like, you gotta be careful, man.
Yo. Trump crazy too, bro. He coming out to everybody that's some gangster shit though. I ain't even gonna lie. Like he want all the people that investigated the people and him in January 6th, he told the FBI, yo, I need them names. Send them over. That's some gangster shit. He coming out blazing.
He got the power. I would too. I don't blame him. I mean, not saying I'm on his side, but I don't blame him. Y'all tried to play with me. I don't care if I was wrong. I'm coming for everybody. I'm not gonna be wrong again. I bet you that.
See, this was wrong with the politics now, because everybody got that mindset. Like, damn, Trump doing something I would do. It's the reason why you ain't the president right now. I don't want stuff that you would do that the president is gonna do.
Well,
to be honest with you, I'm gonna save my political take for off air.
We got time.
Because I don't want like I'm learning that's like your views, and when you have a voice and you have like I guess influence, sometimes you just not to like put that out there like that.
Okay.
Especially when you're trying to advertise and pays the bills.
Okay. I'll give you that. Okay, let's move on. NBA news. Yeah.
What's going? Oh yeah.
Or Super Bowl.
Yeah, it was really one of them.
Or Queen Key and Glorilla.
Oh, I'm sleep on this. What happened with Key and Glow?
Oh, Key's going on tour with Glorilla.
What? Congratulations to Key. I ain't realized that. That's dope.
Shout out to Key. Yay. Clap Cody. Yay. Yay. Shout out to Key so she could come and do our interview.
I ain't got no hate for Queen Key.
You do.
I don't.
She says you do.
Queen Key don't like me. So we
gonna bring her here so y'all can talk about it and squash it because I'm tired of being the middleman.
Why Key don't like you? Too much to get into?
Queen Key don't like me.
Cody didn't do something for her.
So first of all, it ain't what I didn't do. I didn't do it on her timeline.
Do you want me to tell it so it could sound nicer?
Yeah.
Shout out to Queen Key. But yeah, I didn't do something on her timeline, and no words was exchanged. It was like, hey, yo, like, everybody know Queen Key, and this is, what I'm saying? Queen Key has a way.
She's very vocal.
She has a way of delivering a message. Like her approach to delivering a message may not come off the best to everyone, right? So when you talk to somebody like me, like, respect is non-negotiable, right? We talked about that. So the way she handled that situation was not the best. And also the way I responded could have been more so like, I'm saying, let's talk this through. I wasn't mature like I am now. But she said some things. My response was like what it was, and that was it.
So y'all into it.
I love politically correct Cody, man. I like politically correct Cody, man.
But we finna squash this. I'm gonna bring her up here.
Yeah, bring her in person, squash it. You gotta understand, man. She a Gemini like me, I think, man. We hold grudges.
She is a Gemini.
Yeah, we hold grudges. The Gemini, the evil twin, be right there sometimes, speaking. Mm-hmm. But she gonna be a sweetheart when you see her again. It's gonna be
good. And we room for her, and she love us. We love her.
She has the whole what's the word page blocked.
Why would you say? I wasn't gonna say that. She unblocked us. I told her it was her, and she unblocked us now.
You still can't even add her.
There you go. See, bringing up old stuff. She already unblocked y'all.
Okay.
Shout out to Bree playing middleman, and shout out to Queen Key.
I always gotta play middleman with somebody.
Nephew, how you feel about Queen Key going on tour with Glorilla?
I think it's dope for her to have like that experience. I don't know if she's ever been on tour yet. She probably has been.
She's been on tour.
But like to this magnitude, it's gonna be crazy because they're gonna be doing like some crazy cities.
They just shot a video together too, so they got a song coming out.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. I was just about to say too. This is the perfect time for her to for Key. Like I like what she's been doing with the vlog or whatever with her triplets and whatnot. I think it's the perfect time for her to do a record that will resonate. I hope she times it out with this tour. So with her and Glow putting a record together, that could pop off because it's time for that type of energy. You know what I'm saying? Same like it's a similar energy with Sexy Red. All of these, young women who speak for a certain demographic. I think she might be in her wave if she does this right.
Yeah, for sure. Because the kids love her.
Yeah, she still got the kid.
She got the kids, like them 16, 17, 18. They love them some Queen Key.
I left my pizza in the oven. That shit burnt it, and the kids love it.
No way. Hey. No. Congratulations to Key. I'm glad this came through for her.
Shout out to Queen Key. I was gonna say, since we shouting out Chicago artists, I want to shout out Muna Ike getting signed to Interscope.
Shout out to Muna.
Yeah, man, he's one of our Chicago artists to watch last year. 24. It was dope to see little bro growth. He a real humble dude. Real smooth.
I like his spirit. He got a good spirit.
Great spirit. He rapping O Block, you know what I mean? So it's dope to see somebody from that hood to get a shot at the Vaughn Pass. But yeah, he do real humble dude. I like him. I like him a lot.
He got a good head on his shoulders.
Shout out to him.
Raven, is it true Raven Lene, also from the crib, got a Tiny Desk coming up?
Yes, Raven Lene is doing Tiny Desk.
Oh, I didn't even know that. Shout out to Raven.
Because they had like a contest or something where you like submit your favorite artist. So it's her, Leon Thomas, and a couple other people.
Corday, right?
Corday and a couple other people for, I don't know if it's specifically for Black History Month.
Yeah, it's for Black History Month.
Yeah, so that's dope.
Raven was one of the most talented artists we had on WindyCityUnderground.com way back. I'm gonna say 2015 or 2016. And she might have, I don't know how old she is, but I feel like she might have been like 18 or 17, 19.
Yeah, she was young.
She 25?
Yeah, because I think I got over there in like 2017.
Yeah, and she was always poised and carried herself like a superstar back then. And you kind of just, some people you just see and you know. So it's dope seeing her go exactly where I thought she was going to go.
And she been working so hard. I feel like she never really stopped working because she been on tours and stuff.
And was always connected with the right people, too. I was always rooting for her from afar because, we see a lot of talent come, through WindyCityUnderground.com. For those who know, I was program director at a period of time there. And you see all these talented acts come through and they don't always have the right teams or, the right connections to get where they need to go. But she's been insanely consistent and always had good people around her from what I could tell from a distance. So, shout out to her, man, and her team.
Yeah, Chicago.
Shout out to her, man.
So speaking of artists, the artist to watch list should be coming out soon.
We actually from the drop fan vote. So we was waiting on the It was supposed to drop earlier this week, but I'm waiting on the deal to close too.
Okay.
So happening or not, but we finna start doing like the voting. People can start voting and stuff like that soon. So
can I ask a question about the artist to watch list?
What's up?
Yeah.
What's
up? My bad.
So every year somebody's gonna be upset who did make it.
Yeah.
It's going to happen. And then every now and then it might actually be somebody who's upset where you're like, maybe they could have made it. Maybe they were, valid. How do you navigate, just like we talked about with awarding boards and most awards it is an element of who and who you're aware of. How do y'all cut through that every year as you create these lists year after year to make sure you minimize the number? Somebody's always going to be mad, but to make sure that you minimize the number of people that have a legitimate complaint about not being included. Like, is that something that y'all think about? How do you navigate with artists that you might not even have a relationship with, or, just that whole thing, the process?
You want to go, Bree?
You can go first, and then I'll just clean it up. Depending on how you say what you say.
Okay, so what part do you want me to address first? Like, how do we go about picking them, or how do we go about navigating the people that get left off?
How do you go about picking them? What's the process?
The process of picking them is usually, for the most part, it was like started off with just like me, you know what I'm saying? Then it got Bree, and it's everybody in the team involved to just submit the artists that they like. Also, and then just based off like your movement and your impact and what you got going on out here in the streets, and then just your projection, just like when you got a draft board in sports, okay, this is where you at now, but can we look at your brand, how your brand is made up? Like, okay, you do dope videos, you got dope visuals, okay? Like how you spoke about your team, like how your team is out here moving, or your team is putting you in these different spaces. You just not a rapper just posting on Instagram like, yo, I'm hot. Shit, your numbers. Look at the numbers. You know what I'm saying? What the numbers say? So obviously, if you getting these numbers, you got the followers and the views on the YouTube. Like, obviously, you have some type of community and fan base that rock with your music. Okay, and then all of that, and then just the quality of the sound. Like, what type of sound are we listening to? Is it something that we heard before? Is it something that we see that's going to be promising? like what type of music you got. So I think when we start picking, all of those come into consideration. Um, did I answer that?
No, you did great. I feel like I feel like we've paid more attention to like the people who were mad and like why ain't on there, da, da, da. But sometimes those comments is what get us to be like, hey, who is this person? But now that we have a team, we could easily throw it in a group. Y'all know this person? They be like, yeah, he should have been on there, or no, he tweaking his music. He ain't made music in 8 years type thing. So I feel like it's not easier, but I feel like it's better to navigate it now because we have so many people to put their input in, because we get all different types of genres of music now in Chicago. It's not just one.
That's beautiful. I love that. So I just so now artists, if you're listening to that,
And we get
that
fan
is the
voting.
bullet
So we
point.
give you a chance to put your name in the ballot before we even get the narrowing it down.
Yeah. Yeah. So if they're not hitting those checkpoints, if your movement ain't moving, if your releases, aren't captivating the people, the music ain't what it's supposed to be, don't be in they DMs complaining and crying.
And I don't know, man. It just be
Say it.
Cody be wanting to say so much.
Wait, say the most
He
politically
like trying to
correct.
hold it in.
bro. I'm not gonna lie to you
He gonna
guys.
say, I know what he gonna
Music
say.
been
He-
trash.
he
That's
gonna-
what you about to
Music
say?
been ass.
I'm
man.
not gonna say it haven't been ass because I'm trying to get off saying people music is ass,
It just hasn't been moving you.
but the shit hasn't been moving me, and I feel like us as a platform is so have evolved on just by trying to cover and maintain a post on Chicago artists, right? Um, I think now the vision is coming forward clear, and that we're just focusing on black news and black culture in general. And it just so
Right.
happened music plays a huge part of like black culture. So that's we understand that. But I be wanting artists to understand like a lot of time y'all music is not going to get my attention personally, right? It's about what you're doing. Like, so what you doing in the community, right? You know what I'm saying? Who are you as a person? Like, what's your content that you putting out there? That's gonna give me my attraction to you. Like, what's your business? Like, what are you when I see an interview clip? What are you actually saying in this interview? Like, what are you doing to make me like you as a person? That's gonna make me want to go listen to your music. You know what I mean? And then if I know you as a person, then I listen to your music and you talking about you shot somebody or you got a rollie or you got this type of car and I know your lifestyle and I know you're a waitress or I know you're a busboy or I know you ain't got it, then I'm automatically turned off because it's like authentic. You know what I'm saying? And I think I'm personally at a space in my life where it's just like I just want to be around real shit. You know what I mean? Just real shit, real people, like authentic, like, and I don't really give a fuck to really play the game no more. So if your shit trash or if it's shit's not moving me, I don't I don't have to play it. You know what I mean? I okay, you don't fuck with it, we just don't have to post it. So I think that's my issue right now with the Chicago music. It's like they're still focused on like, yo, I'm a rapper and I rap, I'm the best rapper. But it's like, bro, like I don't think you understand like your music. Before I could even want to listen to what you say, like, bro, how about you just come introduce yourself and let the platform learn who you are, right? You know what I'm saying?
Especially with music being, I feel like, so oversaturated right
Yeah.
now. Of course, we can't listen to everything that come out in Chicago. Like, it has to be either like in our face for us to be able to be like, hey, let me check that out. And I feel like just going back to the list, like our lists were hella like on point and impactful when you first started, because it was like it wasn't just a scene. It was like you saw who was really working, like who was really putting out visuals, who's really putting out content, who's really doing interviews, even if it wasn't in Chicago, who was really like moving and shaking. Now it's like we have to weed through so many people.
That's true.
You have to weed through so many people just to see like, and so many different things. We can't just go on Instagram. Some person is like, oh, he only posts like 6 pictures on his Instagram, but his numbers going crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Okay, well, let's see what's on YouTube. He got hella interviews because he know how to talk. Like, he know how to talk to people. He know how to draw people in. Like, people like him not only for his music, but for his personality too. Like, it's so many factors, and it's a lot to weed through all them people, child.
Hey,
Well,
I don't mean to go back to the
bet.
Grammys, but y'all criteria sounds eerily similar to the Grammys criteria. I'm just saying, Cody.
What maybe the 13,001.
Yes,
Put me on
sound
the
very
board.
similar.
I'm gonna be honest though. I think honestly we can condense the list. Like I think
Out of 25?
20. Yeah, I think
You
it
know how
could.
many rappers it is in Chicago?
That's cool. You go. Maybe you'll make it next year, right? Because I think with having it be 25 people is like, all right, we got to reach out to find so many people, right? And it's what if it's not? What if it's really only like 10 people, like really doing something for real, right?
I think we had that issue last year.
Like, because there could be so many people where like at some point you're gonna cover everybody, and then there's like nobody.
And you know what's crazy?
We had that issue last year.
I think with the oversaturation of music and then with so many, the thing is about Chicago is that Chicago have so many different sounds. It's so many different sounds. So I don't think 25 is too many, but I'm not opposed to, and this is, I know because we still got to put out the one for 2025. I'm not opposed to condensing it if we don't find enough quality or potential, right? So I'm not never opposed to that. But I think Chicago has so much quality of sounds where you can get 10 rappers and 10 R&B singers, and you can get this person that do a little jazz and a little house. Like if you go back to some of the lists, like one of my favorite lists we did was the 2020 class, right? Because in the 2020 class they had like that was like with Josh K and all them in it, right? But it was like some of these bands, it was some bands, like some real like bands out there that was making moves and that was making like that was doing shows and stuff like that and had a community, but they're like a rock pop band type shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they won hip hop or rap. So it was like, but I seen them in real time and seeing their followers and seeing their crowd. So I think Chicago has so much things when we talk about music and artists, we get so gun-ho on the hip hop shit that we don't understand that it's real life musicians out here.
That's real.
And we do that too. We do that.
I got some folks. I don't know who's on the list, but when we get off, I got some folks I want to see.
Yeah, send them to us. Like it be stuff like even last year, I feel like we didn't have a drought. I just feel like a lot of artists were just like here. Like how you said, nobody really like shined or like stuck out. So I will reach out to other people that do music, other people that like do showcases and stuff. Y'all got any artists y'all want to do? But last year, I feel like everybody was just saying the same like 4 or 5 people.
You know what? Also, too, I want to tell artists, those who do make the list. I think sometimes we are like, as human beings, we react more viscerally to negative emotion than we do to positive emotion, right? So you'll see somebody who will be upset, messaging everybody about not making the list, but the people who make the list, some of them don't even respond or repost it. So I just want like when people celebrate you, whether it's this list, whatever, uplift the people who celebrate you, because there's something that happens like energetically, like God rewards you with more of what you pay attention to. And so I think just we in the time frame of people not necessarily appreciating who appreciates them. You pay so much attention like to who's not accepting you or what room that you can't be in, that you're not even appreciating the rooms that you are in, the list that you are on. So I just want folks who have made it, and we listen to the thoughtfulness that these folks are putting into putting you on this platform. Make sure you show that love back, grant interviews, repost the content and sharing that celebration while we got a Chicago-based outlet uplifting you. You know what I'm saying? That's my little soapbox.
I appreciate you saying that, but they're not gonna do it. They're not. And that's one of the one. That's another thing too. It's like I don't think people understand how much. I don't think people understand how much. I'm gonna try to say this the right way.
I love how you take your time with your words.
I don't think people I don't think people understand how much our audience, what's the word audience that we done built in almost going on 15 years next year. Shout out to what's the word 15 years. Don't give a fuck about y'all music. We're doing y'all a favor.
Damn, I thought she was trying to be nice.
Yeah, so
you thought about that so hard.
Yeah, I was trying to be politically correct as possible, right? So when we start talking about like data and marketing, like I got enough data, especially last year. When I say last year, I studied the data and marketing of everything from every platform, from everything that we did, everything we post. Like I studied everything so closely. Like what happens when we put this person in position, like everything. I like when you start spending your hard-earned money on shit, you start paying more details on what makes shit work and tick and shit like that. That's just some business entrepreneurship, right? When we post music that people don't know, don't nobody engage with that shit. But I can post that same artist doing a giveaway, or I can post that same artist doing a freestyle that's dope, or doing something that's engaging that the everyday person can feel like, okay, I don't know who this is, but this is cold, and it gets more engaging.
This is not just a music video. It's
Right.
not just like a trailer for something that's coming. It's something that I would actually make me stop scrolling and watch the entire thing.
And watch it.
And go to your page and be like, who is this?
Exactly, right? So it's like when somebody's telling you this thing, but only thing you want is a post about your music, it's like, all right, G, like you can cry about all that shit you crying about, but at the end of the day, I'm running a business, right? And me running a business, like engagement, viewership, that shit matters. And what you doing what you rapping, that don't move the needle for me, right?
Like I'm telling you, what moved the needle is when I got content of you out in community, you doing this, you doing. Just give me that, and I can
do something with that.
Do something with that. I tell people that, and the reason I brought up I was projecting a little bit because sometimes people don't understand that a rep will come to me. I'm not even talking about Chicago artists, just artists in general, or about getting placement for their artist or doing something with MTV. And I don't have a lot of leeway, especially not with MTV as I did with MTV News, because they focus on the Chapel Roans of the world, right? But you might do a little something, a little bit that you can do. You might mention somebody, and then let's say you advocate and you finally get them on your platform, or you finally do what you can do to put them on somebody's radar, and they don't say anything about it. They don't post it. No, I'm not even asking for a thank you. I want you to amplify your clip, because if the thing that I fought for doesn't travel, you just killed my credibility. If I said, let's bring this person on, and it doesn't get any views, I just lost a little bit of power, a little bit of credibility. So at least you can show it to your followers. So if nothing else, your 50,000 followers saw it. And I think that artists do that a lot. They get so frustrated about the folks that are not supporting them. There are real outlets supporting you. Support them back. You know what I mean? Like that's one of my pet peeves. It's one of my pet peeves in this industry.
Nah, that's one. That and when people from the crib, when you have a conversation, and that's why when we built this, is like, yo, I'm not. When I took that year off and started restructuring, what's the word? One of the biggest things I said, bro, I'm not chasing guests. Yeah, I'm not chasing guests no more. Like, that's not what I want this platform to be. Like, if we get a guest, it's either gonna be, it have to make sense, or somebody that we really want to fucking talk to, right? Yeah, and that be my thing is when you got certain people come on your platform, they be like, nah, we ain't gonna talk like, we're not gonna get this up, or we're not gonna talk like this. But they go to somewhere else, and they be like, damn, G, you could have gave us that exclusive. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Y'all go out of town and give it up. When y'all with us, y'all wanna, you know what I'm saying? Like we ain't. I see you collab with everybody else shit, but when we did some shit with you, you don't collab with us. Mental though, because one thing artists don't understand is, and this got me on the tangent. I was just talking to an artist / actress, like she's real popular. I ain't gonna say her name, but we was having like just talking about building that community and that connection back to the crib. And a lot of times, a lot of artists and celebrities from Chicago, and just like speaking of Chicago specifically, they get celebrity before they build community. You know what I'm saying? So when you get that celebrity and that popularity, you're not understanding that you're there for that one moment. The people are rocking with you for that moment. And once that moment down, you never really built community to keep you hot and keep you engaged, right? So I'm glad Dometi's on here, right? Bree is on here. These are two examples of people that people have watched and helped and watched them build community over the years. So when Bree dropped candles, or when Bree say I'm doing this, people are buying it, they supporting it, and sharing it because they seen her journey. They build community, she build relationships. Same thing with Dometi. Like, of course, he's been on MTV. What 5, 6 years now?
About 6 years.
Yeah, about 6 years. It's like, but people remember him from Windy City. People remember him from the poetry nights he used to do. Like, people remember this shit from WVON. He's built a community to the point where, at bare minimum, if the rest of the world not supporting this shit, the crib is gonna support it. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Because he built the community. Exactly. And like how he just said, when you start talking about numbers and shares, his bosses and everybody looking at that shit with it. No matter what, he's gonna get engagement. You know what I'm saying? because it's a community of people that's gonna fuck with that. A lot of times these artists, they get a hit single or they do something, they get a lot of followers and they got popularity. I'm celebrity, I'm on, I'm hot. You hot for that moment, bro.
Yeah.
Come next year, if you ain't got a single popping, you back out here posting, I'm doing story posts for $50. I'll be paying attention to that shit.
Stop calling these people out like that.
But I'll be paying attention, like, okay, the money drying up now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Money dried up.
I ain't gonna lie, it's been a couple moments where I wanted to do a little DM for 15 promo.
$15
Been a couple times on the
$25 for promo.
Okay.
Like, I'm seeing the money drying up. You ain't hot right now, but you got quick celebrity and you never took the grind to build community.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
What you're saying. And it's like the community should start from home first. Like, I get frustrated when somebody like Glorilla, who I met her about 4 times, right? For her to say, my boy, what's up? And stop. And you've got Chicago talent that is too good to stop. It's like, I know you for real. I don't need Glow doesn't have to stop for me. Her career is gonna go where it goes regardless. Which for the Chicago artists, the same is true. But we have a relationship and we're building an ecosystem and a friendship and we're building community. Glow is building a community with me. You know, whoever else artist that you saw on the Julia Michaels, alternative artist that y'all probably don't even know her name. That's one of the sweetest women I've every single award show. Me and her link up and click. And she's got millions of followers. But bro from Woo Wop the Bam that I know from can't say what's up is crazy. That a lot of that doesn't happen. Don't get me wrong. And I try not to, like I follow my own advice. I don't really talk about negative experiences. I don't really highlight that. The people who do it, I act like it never even happened. I don't really worry about that stuff. But that little Gemini twin on my shoulder don't forget a damn thing.
You can't understand, like,
that's true.
Like when you shoot a mug a text or something like that, like, yo, I'll be looking at it like that. You shoot somebody when you need to get something done. It's like, I need to get something done. I know you. Like, why you acting like I don't know you when you know
like you don't be asking me to post you all the time. Like, bro, I ask you for one thing that could take 2 minutes out your day.
Yeah.
But you can't do it.
But you can't
but
do
it.
At least to reply like, I'm sorry, I can't do it. Like, that's it. That's it.
Like, just tell me you can't do it. Don't do it.
Yeah.
And then sometimes it be y'all the one that's offering, oh, whenever you need this, just let me know. Every time. So the one time I need something, you don't say nothing. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I don't take nobody favors for real.
No, I'm going to ask. I'm going to ask. I'm going to ask. Don't tell me to ask for anything because I'm going to ask.
I'm gonna pull it, like, I'm gonna pull it once, right? I'm gonna pull it once because I'm a type of person, everybody know, like, what everybody don't know, but the ones that know me, like, they know if I can make it happen for you, like, I'll make it happen for you. Like, I'm gonna send a text message and I'm gonna let you know, like, yo, I tried to do it. This is what happened. You know, this is just this instance. Maybe the next one will be good. Like, I'm gonna be authentically transparent with you when you ask me to do something for you. If I don't do it, I'm gonna tell you, like, damn, I was busy. I didn't see your text. My bad. Charge it, you know what I'm saying? Charge it to my head, not my heart. You know, I fuck with you. Yeah. So I'm gonna do whatever, like, because if I can do it, I can make it happen real quick. Why gatekeep, right?
We not here to just make y'all famous, bro.
But like, the minute I ask you to do something, and y'all, I got a long list of shit that I done did for you when I'm on my way and did. Like that one DJ, I keep telling you, I ain't gonna never say his name on here unless but he on my goofy list.
On that note, let's go to commercial, guys. Dometi, Chris, Bree, Cody, what's the word? We'll be right back. Herd Associates, make sure y'all get y'all taxes done.
Yep.
Yeah.
back.
And we back. And we back. And
Oh.
we back.
Mm.
Okay. That was a quick switch up.
I want to ask. I'm actually about to ask Dometi about that real quick. Yeah, there was two things. I know he got to go, so it was two things that I did want to ask him about. But since we just heard the audio of that and hit the internet, so I was talking to my barber, which we got something. We got that in common. I was talking to our barber this morning, and
what barber?
He see what I'm saying? See the shade?
Right.
See how they just talk shit?
Wow, bro.
I think I can't hear him.
She said what?
I can't hear him.
She said what barber?
Yeah.
What barber is crazy, Bree?
That's crazy. Like bald people don't get shaved too. That's crazy.
I'm sorry, I quit.
But the conversation we was having this morning, we was talking about is Chicago really ready for a media outlet to cover what's going on, right? Because so often like we don't have nobody here to really cover, like I want to say the local shit, local influencers. That's I'm not gonna call them local like they small scale, but it's like they are really prominent in their city. You know, New York. You know, it's a lot of people in New York that's moving and shaking, that's doing shit that it hit the blogs that we probably wouldn't know like that. For like an example, like Cardi B best friend Star Brim. Like everybody in New York probably know who Star Brim is. Like we just know her because she's Cardi B friend. That's the only time we'll see something about her. But people in New York know when she doing some shit. Same thing with the LA culture. LA got shit that's going on out there that people from LA know. I was asking him, like, you think Chicago is ready for that? We've been so under the radar as far as shit getting covered out. If it ain't got nothing to do with the drill music movement, we not really covering like our celebrities and our executives when they do shit. We got two music execs that everybody know in the city kind of feuding right now.
And
right?
I hope it ain't over no watch, cause please.
Mm-hmm. So they're feuding right now. In any other market, any other like
that'd be big news.
That'll be news. Like somebody, a blog or a podcast or a radio show will post on it, right? But when it came down to us, right, and I know we posted it, and I got a few phone calls from people like, man, y'all got to stay out of there. They da.
What we saying? It's not us we are not putting ourselves in it. It's a business. This is what we do.
The media business. Yeah.
Okay, and if we all know some of these people, they like being on the internet. So it's like if you told your story to somebody, they didn't make this up. You told your story to somebody.
Good point.
They picked it up. So why is it wrong when we pick it up? And then we all Dometi. This is why we need to just move to Nebraska or something. Because what's the word? It's always the ones that get the heat when we get the posting stuff. And it's so much that we don't post.
So
that's because we got faces.
All these people got faces. I know who Chicago Wave is.
Who's Chicago? Man, he got a ski. He do interviews. He got a ski mask on.
I know who that.
But our guest got like 5 minutes left.
So, right, sorry. Go ahead.
Y'all got time to unpack this. I want to see his.
Go ahead. What's your take on it?
Oh yeah, I mean, y'all can hear me all right?
Yeah.
I mean, I think part of the ecosystem is exactly what I explained earlier in the earlier segment, where a lot of artists have even if they don't post on their personal page, and I'm sure you guys have seen this. Have you ever posted like a major artist and you'll see multiple of their fan pages carry the interview because the interview might not fit the aesthetic on their Instagram or their social media, but they want to get it out there. So their fan pages will repost it. People on their team will repost the interview and help it travel. I think we're ready for this type of platform outside of the drill scene, but I think everybody who is a part of our music and entertainment ecosystem from Chicago needs to support Chicago content in the best way they know how so it can travel to the rest of the world. I feel like that's the biggest thing that's kind of missing a little bit, in my opinion. I feel like you're one of the platforms that definitely reach back. You mentioned Chicago Wave as well. They get a lot of traction. There's a lot of other platforms. I can't start naming them because then I'll miss somebody. But I think that's why we don't see it happen as often. Because then you do get those phone calls, like stay out of that because we know people. But those same people might end up on Vlad TV or something like that, or Cam Capone News or something.
That'd be the weird part.
Or no jumper.
Or no jumper. But we have like a 16 shot 'em. From the crib is mostly street content and like the drill scene. So it's not exactly what we're talking about. But I think we are ready for it. I just think that there needs to be more of a decided intentionality around what we're going to support as a unit and as a community. You know what I mean? Like it's why I'm intentional about who I work with, who I maintain relationship with. You know, it's why, you know, folks like Brandon Pope would bring me on his show, or, you know, so there's a little bit of that happening in the entertainment space. But I just feel like when it comes to entertainment in particular, a lot of rappers and artists and executives are a little too cool to support the coverage that is coming out from the crib about them. So it's hard to start a platform and grow it, you know, the way you guys have. That's why I'm so impressed by y'all, because it had to be difficult to grow it.
What about from a negative standpoint? So it's one thing to support them, but what do they do because Herb spoke on this in an interview. He said like he loves Chicago, like he loved the way we highlight Chicago, but he said it'd be a lot of fuck shit in Chicago that you gotta report on. Everything ain't glitter and gold. So like, how do you feel about that? Because it's like you can support all my positive shit, but then the minute like we just heard
I say something negative about you, then you can't.
It's a problem.
It's a problem.
And it's only a problem with what's the word?
What's about leverage? You know what I'm saying? Respectfully, what the word might not have the leverage that the Breakfast Club has. So an artist might feel like I have to maintain a relationship with Charlamagne, even though he made me Donkey of the Day last week. You know, my label says I still need to come and do this interview. And so I think like the problem, familiarity breeds contempt. You know, they feel like if they can burn a bridge with some folks they're familiar with, you know, it might not be as impactful to their career versus burning the bridge to somebody from out of town.
So how do we get past that as a platform, in your opinion? Like, because a part of me is just like, maybe we should just take we'll let you know that we not calling you for permission. We letting you know this is what we have, and we are about to post this. And if you need help getting ahead of it, maybe we could sprinkle a little dab in there. But
that's the perfect way. That's real journalism. And that's how you maintain relationship with your sources.
Say it again, because Cody swore I'm not a real journalist.
I literally at the beginning of the statement said we got real journalists on the platform.
How many times he said we only had one journalist when J. Marie was here?
Hey, I'm going to stay out of this, but
hey,
you used to say that.
While we got a couple minutes with you. Sorry, but thank you.
But yeah, no, I think that's the perfect way to do it, you know, because artists appreciate that. I got to run this story, but here's, you know, and then that from the artist team aspect, that's when they get to barter, you know, and talk about, all right, but when I release my album this month, I need an exclusive, I need this, et cetera, et cetera. Like you that's how you maintain relationships. I think that's the way to do it. And I think the other way to do it is exactly what I try to do. I'm not the biggest personality in the world or I have the biggest platform, you know, but I have a little bit of strides that I made in my career. That's why I'm intentional about talking to outlets that I respect to make this whole ecosystem bigger. You know, if I can bring, you know, 10 of my followers over to this platform, then that's what's going to help everybody that's a part of this ecosystem matter. You know, every time you post me, I want it to do numbers, so I'm gonna share it. So I think that like all of the people that are supporting y'all, maybe just doubling down with them, but you really can't help it. I honestly don't know the answer to it because it's something I navigate as well. You know, we'll know the ins and outs of a situation, but we're supposed to protect our relationship by not reporting on it. But then when you sit and think about that relationship, it's like, yo, this dude didn't even he doesn't acknowledge me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it happens with, I don't know. I don't have a personal relationship. I was going to name an artist, but I don't have a personal relationship with this artist. But I'm always careful about when I report with them when I was with MTV News. But when I need something, I reach out to their management. It's iffy on whether they respond back. So I don't really know. And that's coming from an MTV platform. So I don't really know how do you navigate and manage that. But I think the first step is exactly what you said. This story is about to come out. Giving you a heads up. Do you have a comment? You know, and whatever, you know, do it like that. You know, that's I don't know.
Hey, know what they say, man. Loyalty one way is, you know what they say? Loyalty one way is spelled stupidity.
Loyalty one way is stupidity.
Yeah.
Oh, loyalty one way.
Yeah, one way loyalty is equal to stupidity.
You said spell stupidity,
like,
so I'm like L-O, but I get what you're saying. Loyalty one way.
It's stupidity.
Yeah, one way loyalty. It's a couple of, I don't know if y'all have ever done this too. I protected people that don't even know I protected them, like in rooms and stuff like that, you know.
No, we did a lot of times.
I know y'all do that a lot of times. Yeah, and it's, you know, but that's just karma. That karmic energy comes back for the good karma for y'all. You know what I mean? It comes back. So I don't know. I do think Chicago's ready. Yeah, it is. I do think Chicago's ready for that outlet. And I think y'all are that outlet. If y'all not
We
out
just
there,
got to be. I feel like we gotta be like no nonsense. Stand on it. If we gonna do it, we gotta stand on it. We can't like
I ain't gonna lie.
teeter totter with it.
I've been like personally, the gloves been on. Me and Chelsea talk about this all the time. Like, if we want to do it, we got to do it. Like, you can't be a halfway crook because it's like on the content side, like we've been having the gloves on for a lot of times and showing a lot of people grace on a lot of things.
And you know what? I think we underestimate too the number of Chicago. Like we got Tone Capone on the Shade Room. You know what I'm saying? Like we've got a lot of, I don't. What makes folks think that Chicago isn't ready? Like when you and your bar will talk about that, you and bro, my homie, we're talking about it. What made y'all say that like Chicago's not ready for?
So me, I initiated the conversation with him. I feel like Chicago weren't ready for it because we don't specifically talk about Chicago shit. Like Tony them on the radio, on Shade Room, they don't cover Chicago directly.
Yeah, they cover the national.
They cover the national. Same thing with you and MTV. Like we got Chicago people in high places for sure, but we don't have like an outlet that can really talk about like what goes on. Like if it's a fight in the club, like the Mano and Jim Jones situation, right? When people was telling those stories, like Envy and them telling them stories, like the Breakfast Club, they can tell you all the stories about New York, Supreme Team, 50. They can get on these platforms and tell you what's happening in the streets in New York. Chicago don't have a platform or different people that can talk to you about the day-to-day shit that happened in the community of Chicago, even if it's street shit or if it's just like how we reported on days of having, going to jail.
Yeah.
Not a lot of outlets are reporting on that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was main outlet. It was a lot of like neighborhood talking stuff that was reporting on it.
Yeah, but we don't have a Chicago-based outlet
to really do like the ins and outs.
And in general, we're losing a lot of written outlets that matter. I noticed it this year. Like I felt the absence of BuzzFeed News and who else? Vice. The outlet. MTV News. And the written articles that we used to write. Because now when I'm researching artists, we get a list of who might walk the carpet, and I'm preparing and listening to. I watch mad interviews and I read all these articles. It's a lot fewer than it used to be. Is not as many people covered, and I think that's the other thing that matters too. So let's say you do a story about these two executives feuding, and you write it up. There was a time when you can expect a certain number of outlets potentially to pick it up, and I don't know if there is even that blogosphere like it used to be, where outlets are picking it up, unless it's for Instagram outlets like Neighborhood Talk and Spiritual Word and those types of things. But there used to be places where if you Googled this situation, you will see it on Lipstick Alley. That's still around. Gossip has their internet component. But, I think the other thing that we need is like these relationships with other outlets that'll pick up local stories and make them national stories and return that credit back to you as reported on What's the Word TV, et cetera, is going on. I think we underestimate the value of that because we don't see all the clicks, but all of that internet ecosystem, those blogs translated into social media content that travel. And, we kind of are missing that now that so many news outlets are shut down, entertainment news outlets. Yeah.
We got some work to do. But them two gentlemen, man, I wish y'all just get it together, man. I hope y'all piece it up, man.
Have y'all even said who we talking about? Are we being like vague on purpose?
I'll text you. I'll text you who it is.
I know we talk. I just didn't know if I could say it or not. All right.
Oh no, we ain't got to say it.
All right, cool.
No. Yeah,
I get you. Yeah.
If it get bigger, and like they were like some court filings and some shit happen, then because
he filed a restraining order, didn't he?
Yeah, it's on TMZ. This is as big as this can be.
That shit hit TMZ.
How you think it hit TMZ?
If it's not, you see
if somebody told the story.
If somebody telling that story. If I'm not mistaken, I gotta Google it. It might be on TMZ.
I don't know. I check TMZ periodically.
Yeah, that shit hit TMZ. That shit crazy.
Yeah, I'm gonna look right now while I'm on the.
We up.
Yeah. Let's see.
But Chicago ain't got that many execs that had like reached a height. So
I capped. It's not on TMZ. It's not on TMZ. I capped.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would like for it I would like for them to try to keep the peace.
Yeah.
Let's keep the peace.
Yeah, because a lot of times it just be about ego. It don't even be about nothing too deep sometimes.
But you guys are moving with integrity because sometimes, when we report on things, even though we're just telling what happened, somebody who doesn't like how it's framed may retaliate in a certain way. And we've seen media inadvertently, all the way from Tupac to Biggie, inadvertently gas up situations, so kudos to y'all for handling it with tact and grace.
We're here to keep the peace. So, Dometi, thank you for being here. We appreciate
Thank you guys for having me, man. I always love being on here. It's my first Grammys conversation, man. Sorry if I was long-winded, but you know how
No,
it
we
was
appreciate
needed.
it so
Love
much.
it.
No
Yeah,
doubt,
you gave me a
man.
little. I feel like he was on my side a little bit too. So
With
No,
what? Now
no.
with the Beyonce for sure.
Definitely.
On that note,
See you later.
love y'all, G.
Love
you
you.
too, brother.
We should have Dometi back like once a month.
I'm with it, man. I'm with it, man.
For sure.
I love when the homies on here.
It's 2:55. Y'all want to close out? What else we got to
What
talk
else?
about?
You got anything that's like important?
NBA news. She Hustle Shy. Rico Reckless. 50 Cent. She Hustle Shy.
She Hustle Shy. Yeah, shout out to them.
Real quick. Yeah, I like that for the girlies. Shout out to Day Jones. Glizzy. I think that was the only two that I actually know. That's on the cast. But it like a dope cast of women that actually get their own money and do their own thing. So you add a little women stuff in there. I think it's gonna be dope.
It's like a TV show or something?
Yeah,
it's like a reality show.
Where is that?
Chicago.
IHQ Network. I think Will Gates. That's his name, right? Will Gates.
Shout out to Will
Gates. I think Will Gates is helping produce it and direct it too.
Okay.
So it's a bunch of Chicago stuff. I feel like it's something like this had been needed. I know they was talking about trying to do Love and Hip Hop in Chicago like some years back, but they
don't need that.
They were saying people were scared to go to Chicago.
Yeah, we don't need that.
It used to be though. I'm a supporter. I'm a huge supporter of Day Jones. So
we love Day.
Yeah, I think I know for a fact Day has the ability. She has to, like how she said on her little trailer in the trailer, is that she know how to put glitter on shit.
Mm-hmm.
She know how to make shit look like so. She's good at that type of shit. So yeah. So I'm interested to see what this show.
So you said Glizzy was on there. Glizzy Glow?
Yeah, Glizzy Glow.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I know Glizzy Glow. I know Day Jones. I know the pretty hair boss chick. I follow her.
I don't know her.
Put Snuggie on there.
That would have been dope.
They should have put Snuggie on there.
Should have put Snuggie on there.
I like Snuggie. But yeah, maybe it's something that can expand. You know, like Love and Hip Hop be adding they females, they people every once in a while.
True.
But yeah, I think it's something I'm gonna be watching. Y'all know I like reality messy TV. I love me some messy TV on Sunday evening with my robe on.
Yeah, I just want to be in it on phone now.
You want to be in it?
Yeah, I want to do an episode. Like,
what you gonna do?
Put What's the Word on there. Like, I want the cast to come on What's the Word and they can film behind the scenes of the thing.
Oh, true. We should do an interview with Day then.
Yeah, let's put something up.
Do an interview with Day and have the cast come and film it.
Last interview I did with They Got Me Single.
Because you did it when she had on a swimsuit in the pool.
What?
That was her choice.
What?
You know, Cody be on his marketing thing, which I'm not gonna care. I feel like that was her Harley Day's choice. Yes. So ain't nothing wrong with that. But you know, Cody be on his marketing, his mindset be like, that's gonna get people to watch it.
You got people to watch it.
Yeah, Day Jones is she's beautiful. I love her. She's
like her little nipples popping out and shit.
Okay, it's time to go.
So that's what
we know you can do what you listen to because we finna wrap this up.
I got in trouble.
We about to go because you could have been like.
I was telling her like, yeah, we was doing the whole thing. She helped out and fix it, but I was explaining this to a young lady that I was dating at the time, and she didn't even want to hit me extra like that. Shit, that went way left. Like, you know what I'm saying? Trying to communicate with your partner at the time, like your work experience, wasn't a good one.
Wow. Well, on that note,
last thing before we get up out of here, I was talking to somebody yesterday, and I had a question: Is it okay to wish somebody Happy Galentines Day?
What the hell?
Because I cussed Cody out when he asked me that.
Y'all just be making up stuff, man.
No.
What is Galentine's Day? What is that?
You never heard of Galentine's Day?
No.
Okay, so I was on the phone with Cody when we found out that Galentine's Day actually had a day. I didn't think it was a day. I just thought it was like
whenever you did it.
Whenever you did it. So Galentine's is a play off Valentine's where women get with their girls and they do something together. You like love on your friends.
Oh, okay.
So it's Galentine. Like I had a Galentine's dinner one year at this pizza parlor place that sponsored it. And I invited like all my girlfriends and like my media friends, and they came and we got gifts and stuff like that. So you just love on your friends.
Oh, okay. That's cute.
It's actually a day, and apparently it's supposed to be February 13th.
So the side chick day is the 15th, right?
Sad Chick Day is National Sad Chick Day is the 15th. Valentine's Day is the 14th. February 13th is actually Galentine's Day. But you do, as a man, you do not wish anybody Happy Galentine's Day because you trying to poke fun at the fact that she's single and she don't got no man. That's why you laughing because you know that's full of BS.
After you said that, so it kind of made sense. I was trying to read this text that my homie
sent to a girl.
No, that she told me when I asked her the same question. So she said Galentine's Day is different for every person. It's like Friendsgiving. But she said like basically that's saying like cheers to being lonely.
Yeah.
That sounds sad. Yeah.
So I said that like
if a man texts me Happy Galentine's Day, I will block you so fast. Like I will call T-Mobile myself. Don't ever let this man get through. Because why you playing on my phone?
I sure was gonna text your ass Happy Galentine's.
Why would you do that?
Because we friends. What clips are we brothers and sisters?
Don't do that brother sister shit now. No, but yeah, happy if y'all celebrate the Galentine's Day with your girls. It's strictly for girls. Guys don't have like Galentine's Day.
That's some lonely ass shit.
Like a
that's some lonely
Fellas time. Valentine's Day.
Gee, don't come on my career.
But honestly, I think Galentine's is where the lingerie party started. Cause y'all know I hate lingerie parties. If it's one thing I hate about this world is lingerie party.
What's the point? I told y'all the story about that lingerie party, right? The pajama party, old girl got beat up.
Yes.
Wait.
I ain't never told you that story.
I don't think you did.
I feel like nothing good comes from lingerie parties.
Nothing.
I feel like people who have lingerie parties are weird. I know if y'all clip this up, women are gonna eat me alive, but I feel like lingerie parties are the worst thing that ever happened to women. I've never heard or seen a lingerie party where something weird or wrong did not happen.
What happened? What's the purpose of a lingerie party?
I don't know. Why do a bunch of women want to wear lingerie around other women? I don't know.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Not every woman looks good in lingerie, but shout out to the ones that do.
You know how they be saying stuff like, "You don't have to say that." that prime example.
Hey,
because you might not think they look good, but somebody might think they look good.
Nah, it be some ones that you scroll, y'all be like, even the girls be like, "Girl, why you put that on?" Like we know,
like,
yo.
Yeah. Sometimes I don't understand why people want to wear lingerie for their birthday either. Like the birthday shoot with the lingerie and the cake. I don't get that either. I don't know. I don't know.
Oh, you big hate now.
I don't know. It's just I just always feel like lingerie is supposed because I ain't gonna lie, I didn't post it, but I had that one lingerie moment before. You remember that?
I remember. You want to live viral? I remember.
I had one lingerie moment and I took it down after 30 minutes because it got too many likes for my anxiety.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was. It was
waiting on that.
My boyfriend at the time posted it.
Yeah, he wanted to show his girl love.
He told me because I'm not even that type of girl. He told me he took the picture and he was like, "You should post this." And he was like, "I bet you too scary to post it." It was on my birthday. The picture was fire though.
It was a good picture.
I don't know. I think it's.
The picture was fire.
I don't know. Me personally, I'm not posting my girl in no lingerie at all. But that's just me. Yeah. I know people love their woman a little differently. They love them. I don't know. I don't think my woman ain't really for nobody to see in that type of way.
True. And sometimes you think I wear the lingerie, baby. Either just be naked or the t.
You feel me?
Like the t-shirt work. That little long t, the big t. My t-shirt. I like that. What that?
You ain't got no big t-shirts.
Exactly. That's why they naked.
It was nice seeing y'all today.
It was a good show. Episode 63.
Chris Gale, please. We can talk more Valentine's next week. It'll be right before Valentine's Day. So, yeah. Thank y'all for being here. Thank you, Cliff. Thank you, Joy. Thank you, Big Cree. MVP Cree.
MVP.
Okay. I got a Jordan party on Friday. I got a list. DM me if you want to be on it.
Super Bowl this Sunday.
Super Bowl Sunday.
Yeah, Super Bowl.
Kendrick and SZA. Make sure
y'all file y'all taxes with Hurd and Associates so y'all can get those Kendrick Lamar tickets. He last chance to win last week to win. And if you are a business, make sure you tap in with him too, because he's doing business specials too, as far as like for business taxes and just business clients. So make sure y'all scan that QR code You know what I mean? And right there on the screen, tap in with her and associates right now. It's once the Super Bowl go up, y'all gonna be like, damn, that's how Kendrick and SZA giving it up. Y'all gonna want to be in attendance at Soldier Field. So make sure y'all go scan that QR code right now.
See y'all later. It was fun.
Peace.